argue this to the mountain tops to say that the opinion of the House of Assembly can also constitute gross misconduct. I've seen the reason. Why did they remove Fayosha and the rest of them? They came with some reasons, and people said, look at Dariye. Look at Peter Obi. Why did they remove Peter Obi in Anambra State, although the court restored him? So when the process is done, it is late for you that has been removed to run to court, like the others have done. To not say that what I did not amount to gross misconduct. Then the court can sit down and say, we are going to reverse that particular, decision of the House like they did in the Anambra, whatever. I rest my case for now so that I'll allow my younger brother to have a bite at the cherry also.
Now, quick one. I'll ask you the same question that I asked Mr. Daniel Momo. In your opinion, so far, in the way the governor has conducted himself, would you say that he has done anything according to the Constitution that can be interpreted as gross misconduct by the State House of Assembly?
Yes, in my own opinion, yes, he has done so many. One, you cannot set your house on fire by yourself. We need a governor, we need a leader. One of the responsibilities of leadership and leaders all over the world is humility. Two is fair play. Fair play. Then, the other one, there are so many, but in this case, stand by your word. Stand by your word. If you go, because an accountant general of any nature of a state, and a man who is so read, sees a particular document, is learned. If he goes to court and say, I didn't sign, there's what we call a non-ex fatum. It's not my deed. He did not plead that. He consciously entered into the agreement and came out boldly to say, what would have vitiated that particular agreement is a contract between him and the president. So people say it's not legal. There's no problem. Most contracts, once two people tango, the law will take effect if we are to interpret it under the laws. So situations like this, when you enter into that particular agreement, and the agreement you entered and you say you're going to foster, and you have even implemented about 6 or 7 of those agreements, they are not coming to say that it's a political agreement, is this, they shouldn't think I'm weak. By that particular method, you are inciting your supporters. You are creating a rumpus in the polity. The Serengeti in Nigeria, we have poisonous air that can even erupt. Look at what is erupting right now. I cannot even move around and say my opinion. Some days ago, some simplified people could listen to me. But yesterday, I was almost beaten up as old as I am. The reason is because I aired my view. Why? Because the governor aired or created a miasma that led to people carrying machetes, imaginary machetes, walking around the street. A young man even came out and said, if they try it, people's blood will flow. That is a statement coming from him. Do you know what happens when you make a statement as a leader? When this man in Rwanda talking about, killing the cockroaches in 1994, that was what resulted in a genocide that took almost 500,000 lives. Because a leader spoke on radio and said, take away all the cockroaches. In Ogoni land where we are today, the reason why Kadisaro was taken was said, the vultures should be eliminated. And based on that, they went out and they were looking for enemies to kill. Young man, on radio again yesterday I was there. I didn't go in my car, a young man will have an argument, or not even a discourse, on one of your radios, sister radios. He normally take me to the station when I'm not driving and out. Yesterday he refused taking me, driving me to a point where I can get a cab. So I felt so threatened. So why did this not happen? We are discussing it because Sim Fubara has ignited a debate of schism and a volatile one. I'll rest again based on that.
Now, Mr. Daniel Momo, I noticed that you wanted to, you have something to say. Let me have your thoughts.
First, I appreciate the fact that I had to debate these issues with him.
Okay.
One is this. Let's not take government as a chance play. The man who signed that letter, or that agreement rather, came home Please, let's not forget history. And started implementing those agreements. People took him to court. And so he had to stay. What did you expect him to do?
Did the court ask him to stay action?
No. People are taking him to court.
Did the court ask him to stay action?
See, once he's joined, they joined him as a party to that suit. And he had to stay action.
But court usually court tells you to stay.
No.
They give order of stay of
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm building based on what he has said.
Okay.
In Nasarawa State, I've forgotten the governor now, after Adamu. He was supposed to be impeached. The members were PDP members. And they did all the impeachment processes. I can't remember his name now, whether what was his name again? The former governor who contested for governor. I mean for senator. What were the issues? The State House of Assembly has carried out every legal processes that he was going to be impeached. And a panel was set up. And the panel looked at the issues raised by the State House of Assembly and said in one of it that those things they raised never violated his oath of office. The oath of office cannot be deemed to be when the speaker wakes up from the side of his bed and feel that, no, the governor has insulted us and then he needs to be impeached. Far bigger than that. And that's why there are separations of powers. To checkmate one another. It is not to feel that, yesterday when I heard that issue about what the governor, was it yesterday or the day before, when he said that the State House of Assembly existed because he allowed them to, and I condemned it. I'm an advocate. He doesn't have that power. The Constitution didn't give him that power. Same way, the Constitution didn't give anybody any power to wake up on the side of a bed today and feel that, no, I do not like your face, and so you have to go. We have to raise issues. No! If we do that, we have created a society where one day we just feel that the people who elected you are not matter. The 4, 3, 5 persons would come up and they say that you have to go, irrespective of the numbers of persons in the state who are surrendered to you, their will, to govern them. And then it just don't be that somebody just wake up and that happen. 2, you see, the issues here is that he signed an agreement conveyed by the president for peace. When those issues were being implemented, you heard the local government chairman insulted. Was the local government chairman impeached for insulting him? You heard what he said. You heard the overriding things they have done. He didn't say a word. But when we now take out a word out of several things that the governor said, the statement he made was not just an isolation. He was talking to those people and said, look, these are my friends, these are my brothers, that some I have paid school fees for, we have done this. What it means is that we were together. We lived a life together. But unfortunately, today this is what we have. But taking that word as an isolated word means that we are being mischievous.
If I may come in there, the video was everywhere. If you listened to the governor, he spoke in a denigrating manner.
No, please.
No, hold on.
You're taking that. You are also taking that word in isolation. What led to the word that he said?
You have your say. Now, I need to clarify that because when you said, he said, we are friends, we are brothers. He said, these were boys. I paid school fees for their children. In quote, boys. That I paid school fees for their children. Meaning that in the grand scheme of things, they were upcoming in comparison to him. That's a fact. Okay. And then he went further to say that the House of Assembly cannot exist without him. That he signed, I'm quoting him, he signed the peace pact in order to give them a floating. He said, I signed the peace pact to give them a floating.
That's the truth.
And then he said, any day he recognizes them, they cease to exist. Do you understand that they are existing because he allowed them to exist? So when you say, but however, towards the end of that statement, he said, he said something like, at the end of the day, you understand, there might be room for, you know, coming together and all that.
He has always said for every meeting they call, he has always been there.
When you watch the video in totality, the way he addressed the House of Assembly members was not from that, they are my friends, they are my brothers. We have to be very factual about it.
Do you pay school fees of your enemies?
That was before,
do you pay the school fees of your enemies?
That was before he became governor.
Yes, but do you when you say that
when he was the accountant general of the state, right? So he was trying to give a background. However, with the point I'm trying to, you're presenting the governor's speech.
No, see,
like it was very
what
lovely.
he said
the
is that there is a history between. Look, if I have been paying your school fees before now, what it means that there's been an history of us together.
But then, Daniel Momo, very quick question. Two things I want to ask you. Aside from the peace pact that he did not implement all, there are two concerns.
Okay.
The first one, the governor's consistent refusal to assent to bills sent to him by the State House of Assembly. That's one. The second one is and even if he refuses to assent or he says they don't exist to him, the argument would be that anyway that would be for the next story very quickly. So the first concern is the governor's refusal to assent to the bill consistently. What do you make of that?
No. See, let me tell you something. He had promises he has made to the state during the electioneering. Two, how can you take up a bill that would affect the states and you can't even get contribution from the executive? And you want the man to take it hook, like and sinker? It's not possible. They had to review. There are many bills, even the APC House, then of President Muhammad Buhari, who were majority of them, the APC, sent a bill to him. He refused to assent to it and returned sent to them. I'm saying that in Rivers State, why are we acting as if, okay, the procurement law, the other these things they did. So are you now saying that the states, executive, do not have a contribution to be made to that bill?
Did the state executive come out to make contributions that the state has?
You can only make contribution to where you are invited to do so. You can only do that. You can.
Daniel Momo, the bill was sent to the governor to assent.
Yes.
Now, at the point of sending the bill, when the bill came to the governor's table,
okay,
did the governor reach out?
No. You are making it look like
the River State House of this is governance.
No, you are making it look like
the governor has to work hand in hand.
For the fact that a bill has been sent to him, doesn't mean that he must assent to those bills. It doesn't mean that he must. It doesn't mean that he must do that.
Even when the bills are not anti-governance.
What do you mean anti-governance?
Oh, yeah, tell me bills are anti-governance.
No, when you say anti-governance,
which bills?
No. Sorry. The other day, it's like you are making a bill, for example, that would affect the governance of River State in totality, and then or maybe the judiciary, and then you cannot even call a body of lawyers or all to make contribution to that bill. And so when you now send it to them, they should take it like and say, no, it won't happen. It won't happen. It's not even supposed to happen. I'm saying that when laws are supposed to be made, we give that to you that you are the body that makes laws. But when bills like this, that would affect, that would change a lot of things in the state, at least the simple courtesy to have done is to have written to the executive about this particular bill and asking for their input. Nothing of so was done. People wake up 1 week, you put up a bill and just send to him to sign. It's not your house, boy.
Now, I asked you, apart from the governor's sentiments towards the bill, are these bills anti-governance?
No. See, look.
And I've asked you a second question. What is clearly wrong?
It's not
with
about
these bills?
No. See, the fact is that do they have their contributions to those bills? Why are the State House of Assembly denying the executive to have their contribution to those bills? We should begin to ask those questions.
Let me ask you one of the bills that has to do with the autonomy of the local government.
Okay.
And up until now, the governor has not funded WISEC to conduct elections, and the tenure is ending next month.
No, see, up on the time.
How do you make sense of that?
No. See, up on the time they started initiating for that bill, it's on record. Go and check that the River State House of Assembly since 1999 to that time has rejected the amendment of the constitution to that effect. It's on record. Go and check. And so people now wake up one day. Are you not saying that the executive does not have a contribution to be made to a bill? And so you give to him to sign?
I still asked you, has the executive made any contribution so far?
Because they were not invited to make so. You can't go and poke nose into what doesn't concern you. If the executive had made contributions to that bill, you can hold the governor responsible.
Can you give me instances where...
Were they invited?
Can you give me instances where the president has been invited in person to come and make bills?
No, no. Sorry. When we say the executive, it doesn't mean the president alone. It doesn't mean, for example, when you are making a bill about procurement, there are ministers and departments who are in charge of it. It doesn't mean the governor as a person. You write to them to make contributions. That is what it is. As President Buhari not rejected to sign bills, we saw it during the Bukola Saraki era. Does that mean, what does that now mean? Because he doesn't have a contribution to it. And it's not, him as a president, he's not satisfied with it. Same way the governor. Are you now taking that right away from the governor? That every bill that must be submitted to him, he must sign?
Is to make bills.
Is to make bills. The job of the
So are you saying that if a certain bill, if the executive does not have any input, the bills cannot pass, even when those bills are pro-people, is pro-governance?
No,
is that what you're trying to say?
No, when you say pro-people, who defined this as a pro-people? Who did?
And I asked you a question.
No,
which of the bills have the State House of Assembly passed?
Okay.
I've asked you this question. I'm asking again. Which of the bills have the State of Assembly, has the River State of Assembly passed without the governor's assent? That is anti-people. No, that is anti-governance.
Who said it's?
Can you give me an example of one bill?
No. See, it's difficult to say this now.
Okay.
No, the truth is, has the executive contributed to those bills that would affect the states? That is a lot.
So does the Nigerian Constitution provide that the executive must make contributions before a bill will fly? But let me just ask, Barrister Sims, you can give clarification on that. Does the Constitution provide for the executive to influence a bill before giving its assent?
The Constitution does not. You know what the Constitution says? There are executive bills. If the governor can make his own bill and bring to the House for them to look at it and vet it and put. But the problem we have under Section 4, the legislature is empowered to make laws for the good governance of the state or the country. Now, as it is, in this scenario, periscoping River State, look at what is going on now. The House of Assembly, normally do their laws, first reading, second reading, third reading, then when they vote into third, they now send to the governor for his assent. Now, during the period of assenting to that particular bill, you cannot assent to what you have not read. Otherwise, you begin to behave like what the governor is doing today. Because the one he read is arguing and saying that he did that because he's on political reasons. Now, if you send to him, what that governor is supposed to do, if we are not having an emperor in River State, is that you go through the bill or give to your people to go through that particular bill, and steric areas that you feel are not congruent with your thoughts and thinking, or that are not operational. You understand that you cannot operate this, not possible. From you now say 20%. You now give reason to say no contractor will accept 20% upfront payment, for a job before they can begin to work on it. That is why we left at 80 or thereabout. We mobilize them 80% or thereabout. Okay, if you don't want 80%, give us 70%. You understand? The government has the right to amend and put one or two things there. They send it back to the House for them to repass. That also happened in the Buhari scenario. Electoral Act, a number of times, it was scrutinized. The House will pass, they will send to Buhari. Buhari will say, no, remove Section 82, replace with this particular whatever the case may be. He has a right. He has a right to do that. But this government is not even saying, I'm opposing to this section, whatever of this your bill you want me to accept. He will not even answer them. He will just keep the bill and just keep quiet. Is that how democracy operates? That is not how democracy operates. The government will say something. No, I cannot sign this bill because of the fact that Section 4, Section 5, Section 6, they run in grain to, the smooth operation of this particular program doing. That is the reason why I cannot accept. Then we cannot begin to join him to maybe tell the House of Assembly to say, please take that bill back because it will affect us. Now we are in the dark because the government is not speaking. You understand? The government is not speaking. So if the government is not speaking, it becomes very difficult for us to read him, to read his mind. That is why you see in those days, I don't know people who stammer. Because or people who don't talk too much. If you see people, they will just say anything to say, yes, I understand. There's no problem. Anything you tell the man, he say there's no problem. I will just run away from that person. I don't associate with them. People like that, people who stammer, I don't go close to them because a stammerer can even stab you before you know, out of anger, that is very angry. Now, in this particular case, let me even leave that and go back to what my own brother was saying. Very pungent, very realistic thought he has said. But I felt you yesterday. Then I come on air and say, those were the boys I was with. I pay school fees for all of them. What kind of governance is? What kind of human being is this? I agree that we all make mistakes. It's so petty. And every day you carry your Bible and go to a church to say, Father, that kind of, you sing your song. Whereas in the Bible said, what the right hand gives to the left hand, the left hand or whatever should not know about it. What I am giving out to you, that is why I love the Muslims in Nigeria here. The Muslims will come and give me 1 million. They will not even tell anybody, even in the mosque, as governors. They will not come, no matter how angered they are. But you find people now, you are angry that they have betrayed you. Let me use the word betrayed. When you betrayed Wike by not accepting to whatever you agree, and you now begin to castigate the man and denigrate the man and paint him in a demonic manner, and the whole Nigeria is looking at the man as a man that is the problem of River State. People say we can have no reason to be angry. But now you are angry that only feeding, you feed people, only feeding. You feed people, you pay school fees or maybe 200,000 for, and you are angry now. My brother, we must have to open our heads and our ears. That goes back because I am a scholar and a student of history, political history in Nigeria and elsewhere. If you read this book, Dante's Inferno, you will understand what and why the governor is behaving this way. In that particular situation, that is why everybody must vindicate. I have telling people that, yes, okay, will be vindicated. It's not going to be too far. Let me give about 8 months from today. That you're going to see that what is happening here is that particular book, Dante's Inferno, that talks about people who have betrayed others. Those who betray others must have their whatever in front of them. Look at Judas Iscariot. He's number 1 on that list of Dante's Inferno as the greatest betrayers of world history. You now have Brutus and you now have Cassius. Who did what? How did they come about? And you know one thing, all these people that did this thing were all great friends to Caesar, and they were my great friend to Jesus Christ as one of his apostles. If 8 dined with him, the same thing somebody did in River State, you dined 8 with the person as the case may be, because the person is feeling betrayed because he trusted you and gave all his heart to you. You say he does not have any right to complain. But now you are complaining. You are complaining on open television to a crowd to say, those are the boys I fed, those are the boys I paid their school. Oh, come on. Come on. Have we lost our humanity? Have we lost our sense of, charity? What does charity mean? Bill Gates, you look at Elon Musk, they have foundations. They will never tell you, I fed Africa for 10 years. They don't do that. You cannot denigrate people on that manner. These are boys. People call them boys. And because of that apoplectic rage, you are not saying that they don't even mean, except I give them the imprimatur authority to operate. In my own thinking, I think some of these people who are aspiring to become governors or enter any office in Nigeria should be taught at least for 3 months to go through, etiquette 101 on how to behave, how to talk in public as a sitting governor, as sitting president, sitting wherever you are. They should teach you because your words are very powerful. You cannot come in there. I shed tears because when I look at those people now, those people you are referring to boys, because of political, say you have exposed what we never knew before. That you fed them, you pay their school fees. Oh, the children, how will they be feeling? And so the man was thinking is a man that has responsibility. So the man that is so emotional is ruling the state. One day we wake up and begin to shed tears on national television and say, I don't know what has happened to me. Oh, please, Father. I mean, I don't understand. The thing is that is the way I cried, and later I started laughing. I started laughing yesterday. I said, oh, this thing don't hook the man. You know why? You know why I hook the man? He's the sender. When that Dante Sifano came, he said, let me tell you, if you betray somebody, you will never sleep. Those who betray. Go and look at those who betray their friends. They don't sleep at night, oh. Don't just jump up and say, hey, I'm seeing Wike in my dream. Wike has said he's pursuing me. But what have I done? Before you know, he will take mic and say, okay, please, I signed the agreement because of the fact that it was a political decision. Because your inner conscience, what we call Ukruga, is disturbing you. That's why you're always venting out. Right. Otherwise, you just go your way and sleep well. Okay. So that is the decision. I don't want to kill the time because I have so many things I want to say on my mind, but I'm enjoying my discourse with my younger brother. And our connect today makes me very, I'm telling you.
You see, just briefly, I think it will not be fair to refer to sin as a betrayer when you talk about Judas Iscariot. But the truth is that you must look at the life of Moses. There is a reason why God allowed Moses to grow up in the house of Pharaoh. Who are we going to call a dictator? Is it this administration or the last administration? Of a man who, if you agree today or you disagree with tomorrow, your CFO will be revoked in this state, whose house will be demolished, that we are aware. There is a purpose. It is not about betrayal, but there is a purpose why God allowed Moses to grow up in the house of Pharaoh, to understand the tricks that Pharaoh did, that made Moses to liberate the people of Egypt out of the hands of Pharaoh. See, the truth is, let's not go too far about these issues. We know of a man who, when he won the election at the Supreme Court, in his Thanksgiving message said that the man he's now referring to as that man said, this man said, go here, do this, do that, and do this. The same man today, in person of Peter Odili, you are referring to him in a gathering as that man. But that is not the issue. We thank God that God allowed Moses to grow up in the house of a Pharaoh so that we understand the tricks that Pharaoh has been exploiting, using to exploit the people of River State. But that's on one side. But I say that no one would come and say the oath of office by Sim Fubara has been violated. In what way? Did he embezzle any money? Did he sign anything out of that was not budgeted for? What were the things that he did? Because he signed a piece of paper in Abuja at the detriment of the survival of the people of River State?
Hold on. No,
please.
Please.
I want to point out, I don't like interjecting.
It's a piece of paper.
I don't like.
It's only detriment. Let me tell you something. No, let me tell you something.
The governor signs a piece of paper that is
I'm coming now. You are not allowing me. I'm building up. Yes, you will ask me.
I want to add something to what he has said. Let me just add. Sorry. Let me just take a minute. Let me just bite a minute of your time.
Right.
Do you know that the governor can enter into any form of agreement? That is why he can travel to Switzerland and go and enter what they call business agreement with the people he signed. Do you know what he signed in Switzerland? Okay, for instance, in our state where we come from, Obaseki was always traveling. They call it MOU governor. He goes there to go and sign. He will go there to go and sign a MOU with one British and Belgian company. We don't even know what is in the whatever. He comes and presents, say, this is what I've signed. And he begins to implement it in the state. So why do you call it that it's an agreement that is whatever? The governor has the right to enter into an officially and personally, as the case may be, for the betterment of the state. So if the governor, for instance, as you call it piece of paper, when before a president, insulting the president, you call it a piece of paper, the governor went there to go and sign it with his coral eyes. And I came back and I said, because of political reasons. Can you trust that kind of governor? That he will not one day sell the state? That he will not call Julius Berger one day and say, how much are you going to pay for us in this thing? Let us give you the money, or give me the money up front, as the case may be. He signs the agreement and he says, okay, I did that because I wanted the state to develop. That's why I sold the River State to some people. I don't know if you understand. So a government like that needs to be watched over. There's what you call watch over this watch over tower. It's a tower that's always in these people. Jehovah's Witness, they have tower. The people there be looking at the man like this. The governor needs to be washed.
All right,
that is why it does not want the. I'm coming. Finally, that's why it does not want the House of Assembly to exist. Assuming he says, and SIM has the powers to say to assembly lawmakers, members of the assembly. Where is River State of Assembly right now? If you remove this 27, do they? I'm asking. I am asking now. They
don't exist.
So it means it will be.
The governor only allowed them to exist.
Wait, now it will mean that it's
They don't exist.
You said the governor allowed them.
They just allowed them to
Oh, you
exist.
said you condemned that statement.
You condemn
No,
it.
see, I can tell you the reason
How
why
did
he
the governor
allowed
allow
them.
them to exist?
The former speaker
The
did not
governor-
declare their seat vacant.
The governor.
Was their seat not declared vacant?
Ex-parte speaker. Ex-parte speaker. 7 days now. They
No,
don't
but
he
he was speaker.
The speaker.
They were agreed that he was speaker.
Go to the position.
Where that
Check with our speaker.
No,
I'm not going to be speaker
for the-
of River State House of
where are
Assembly.
they sitting now?
It doesn't
Because
matter
I
where
was
he
voted by
sat.
2/3 of
Where
our
are they
members.
sitting currently?
No,
Okay, let me not make it rowdy.
no.
Daniel, we're actually out of time.
Thank you for the
Out of
privilege.
time.
It's actually interesting to. It's actually interesting to see.
I'm more interested to find out is my younger brother from my own town, my community. I'm asking that I have an intelligent younger brother around me. I should be able to hobnob with him and carry him and all of
But then
them.
it's quite interesting to see
boy.
Rivers